Hello, Jess Too Good here. Today we're taking a look at all 16 minifigures from LEGO Minifigures Series 19, which releases September 1st, 2019, with each pack retailing for $4. The first minifigure is the Video Game Champ. Now this character is loaded with references to different LEGO themes, which is really neat. And also people say he looks like Jacksepticeye, a famous YouTuber. Now his accessories include a 2x3 printed tile, which has a reference to the Series 16 space person, I forgot the name of it. And also this new piece, which is a game controller. Now how minifigures can hold this is that it has an anti-stud at the back, so it could attach to one stud, or you can make them hold it from the side of the controller, which works really well. Love the design of that, and it's a much needed specific piece that we are just getting now. Beyond that though, his hair piece is new and exclusive in that coloring. It's actually from the Star Wars line though, and he has an alternate face where you can see the front, he's a little bit sad or angry, and then at the back, he has a much more confident look. For the references though, his torso has a classic space logo, the M-Tron logo and Blacktron logo, and his keychain right here is a reference to the Ultra Agents Terabyte character. I wonder what that's all about, but that's it for this figure. Next is the shower guy, and his face print has a pretty embarrassed look. There's a nice torso that just has a plain body. We don't really get shirtless minifigures too often, so that's appreciated. Also love the green version of the duck piece, which was just introduced in LEGO City, but not in that color, so that's exclusive to this figure. I don't like how they use a cloth right here, but it does give opportunity for a really cool leg piece printed underneath, which we'll take a look at in a second. Now on the back, you can see some more torso printing. His shower cap piece isn't new in that color. It was actually recently used in some of the new LEGO City space sets. And he has a more excited look at the back. And with the cloth removed, you can take a look at the leg printing. And as I said earlier, I love that print. That's fantastic. Here is the Fright Night, which actually references the old LEGO Castle sub-theme Fright Nights with that nice printed shield there. And this armor piece is really neat. But what I love is the coloring of this trans light blue sword and this plume at the top. That looks really well, and that's a color I don't usually see those pieces in, so I appreciate it's here. You can see that his armor piece does block his torso printing, and he doesn't have any alternate face. But with the armor removed, you could get a look at his torso underneath and a better look at his face print, which is kind of freaky. I like that. It's good for a Fright Night. Here is the Monkey King, and this is a classic archetype in Chinese folklore, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of cool to see that here as a minifigure, and it's definitely unique. Now there is one new piece, which is this head attachment, and that actually works really well. It's a hard plastic. I was afraid it was going to be rubber, but that goes over the minifigure head very easily. You can see his alternate face there. There are some really nice recolors though, like getting the shoulder pad in a red, getting this tail piece in kind of, I guess, caramel-esque color or nougat color. At the back of his torso, you could get a little bit of a look if you raise his cape a bit. Also, he has some dual molded legs with some fantastic printing on them. I just kind of wish his staff over here was a little bit more interesting as an accessory, because that's a very simple build with pieces that are pretty easy to get. Here's the Programmer minifigure. Love the build for this little robot here, which has a printed 1x1 brick, and it uses the newer Overwatch guns in a nice white coloring. And then you have those 1x2s just attached to the side. It works really well, and that Overwatch gun gives her a place to hold it at the back. Also, there's a laptop piece in white, which that laptop piece has never appeared in that color before, so that's going to be really good for Mac fans. As for the minifigure herself, that torso says LEGO in binary. Her legs have that really hip and trendy design of the sweater being attached at the hips. I just really like that. I think that's a great piece. And printing that is not only dual molded, but they have some side leg printing. And her face print is actually double-sided. So she has a smiling face there. And at the alternate response, she has a more confident look. Also, one thing to note is that her hair piece was just introduced in the LEGO City Funfair pack, just like that duck piece from the shower guy. Next is the Mummy Queen, and this one is like a fusion of the Series 3 Mummy and the Series 13 Pharaoh. It's really not that interesting to me. There are some interesting prints on it though, like this little gold part here. How this face is a gold design, it's not like a pearl gold, it's more of, I guess, a different type of gold. I'm not sure what to call it, I'm not good with colors. Also, I like how this headdress is aqua, but as a whole, this doesn't really feel warranting of another minifigure because it's an archetype we've done a billion times before. At the back, she does have an alternate face where it's more mummified, and her accessory being a gold scorpion, which is pearl gold, isn't so interesting because that's a piece that we've gone in that color numerous times before. Next minifigure is Explorer. It's kind of an archetype we've done a few times before. Like there's like a Series 2 minifigure pretty similar to this. The Fossil Girl from Series 13, I guess, was a little bit more different. But this is definitely a take on Johnny Thunder, who is a really classic LEGO hero and one of my favorite minifigures of all time. But we got a remake of him with the Super Secret Police dropship in the LEGO Movie 1 line. So to me, this is just kind of an inferior remake because it looks a little bit more different from him, and there are some parts I don't like. For example, this handkerchief at the front is a bit distracting with that pattern, to be honest. The handkerchief in the other one was more of a solid red and it was less, I guess, prominent on the torso. This one just kind of makes him look a bit tacky. His legs are good though, and his face print's good. I do wish his hair was a new hair hat combo. This would have been a really nice opportunity to introduce a new piece, but they just reused that fedora piece in that reddish brown, which we've gotten a bit of times before. I do like the new coloring for this backpack piece, and of course the best part isn't his magnifying glass accessory, which that is cool, but rather his other accessory, the chameleon. That's a new piece that's exclusive to this series, and it looks fantastic. It has an anti-stud connection at the bottom, so you can make minifigures hold it from there. And the printing on it is really well done for a piece so small. Oh, and if you're curious, he does have some printing at the back of his torso that is similar to Johnny Thunder. Next minifigure is the Firefighter, and yeah, you guys make tons of memes with her. Either way, the Firefighter trope is something that's so common in LEGO, this doesn't really feel unique, despite LEGO Firefighter CMF never existing before. The design of this has a new hair hat combo, which is the Firefighter hat with a blonde ponytail. That's an awesome piece that's exclusive to this so far, but I can see them bringing that back in 2020 LEGO Fire sets, hopefully with different colors, so at least the coloring would be exclusive to this set. Her accessory is this megaphone over here, and in that coloring and printing that is exclusive to this figure, though the piece was introduced in the LEGO Harry Potter CMF line. I do love this screaming face here, that's useful, and at the back she has a more generic face of just a stern look, I guess would be the way to describe it. I also like how she has side arm and leg printing, but as a whole, this just doesn't feel so unique since we get so many firefighters and lots of different LEGO themes, mostly in LEGO City though. What is really unique is this next minifigure, the Professional Dog Walker. This figure has two completely new pieces, that one by one of doggy poop, and you do get an extra one with each copy of the figure, and also this dash hound. This dash hound piece actually spans across 3 studs, and its attachments. It has some great printing for the nose and eyes, and it does have a 1x1 stud and even some tail molding at the back. Love this. It's a very recognizable breed of dog, and hounds in general are my favorite types of dogs. To the right though, there's a new boxer or bulldog. I guess it would be a bulldog actually. And the bulldog design is different from the one from Series 17 with white this time around instead of a tan. So that's really nice to get. So you get 2 different types of dogs in here that are unique to the figure. And finally, for the figure itself, I love that torso and legs. That's like a trendy kind of jumpsuit. And also this hat hair combo is new in that coloring and printing. So that looks fantastic. I like her disgusted face because that's a usable facial expression we don't get too much of. And if you look at her alternate face, she actually looks pretty chipper. I like how her smile is a little bit open. Just little variations like that make it very usable in different LEGO City or LEGO stop motion settings. Beyond that though, even if you look at the side, there's some printing for her shoes and everything. In general, this is one of my favorites, if not my favorite of the series. Next is the pizza suit guy. This one uses a recolor and printing of that watermelon head attachment, instead mocking a Lego pizza slice. I like that. But I do wish it was a little bit closer to the actual Lego pizza slice design, or just include a Lego pizza slice with that particular design. It's no big deal though. The 2x3 printed tile is his accessory, which advertises pizza for $1 and whatever the heck that is for $1. I don't know if that's fries, I don't know if that's pasta, but it looks kind of gross. Either way, this printing on legs is really the only printing for the outfit, because there's no printing on this torso underneath. And his face underneath is pretty funny. He looks quite relieved, but unfortunately there's no back torso printing or anything like that. What you see here is really what you get. Next is a Space Bounty Hunter, another Blacktron logo on the torso there, and also some really nice legs. I just kind of like the texturing on there. I like this little wanted poster as well, which says wanted, built or broken. And it has just a generic minifigure face there. That's actually a joke from the Lego movie, funny enough. This, I guess, shoulder pad attachment I thought was new, but it's actually from Sons of Garmadon, the Lego Ninjago sub-theme from, like a year ago. And this helmet is new for this year. It was used for Firefly. The printing on it and everything is exclusive to this figure. If you look underneath, he does have some printing there with a blue face and just kind of a metallic minifigure head. Even some back head printing, which looks kind of cool. So overall, a pretty decked out, futuristic looking minifigure that I wish the trope was a little bit more original. Next minifigure is the Gardener, and this is another one of those cool old lady minifigures in CMFs, and in my opinion, that's just a trope that's kind of getting old. I do like her shirt printing though. It looks tacky in the best way possible, as are her legs, which do have some nice side printing. But the best part about her is this accessory of the flamingo. That's our first Lego flamingo, and it looks awesome, even if it's not like a legitimate flamingo and just a lawn flamingo, but you could really have it any way you want. This part's a hard plastic, and this top part is a rubber. Her hair is also good to get that beehive hair and that coloring, and her face printing is only on one side, which is kind of a letdown. Her other accessory, which is just this little plant top here, isn't anything too special and has actually appeared in quite a few CMFs since it was introduced last year. Next is the Rugby Player. I would have liked a more detailed helmet. They just reuse a pretty easy to get helmet in that dark green. His face print is pretty funny though, with the beat up face, but he's still cracking a smile. He's also pretty darn ripped as well. His legs have some nice side leg printing. He has an alternate face as well, which is a lot more, I guess, unbroken. And the best part of the figure is this accessory right here, which is a rugby ball, and that has some nice printing at the front. Hopefully they can recolor that to make it a football. And if you're wondering how he's holding it, there's just a little handle that kind of sticks out from the bottom. It's small enough to kind of cover it up with the hand, so it's no big deal, and actually is a pretty well thought out piece. Next minifigure is the Fox Costume Girl, and the design of this actually appeared in the Lego Movie 2 before it was a CMF, so that's kind of interesting. I love this tail piece in the coloring because we haven't gotten that tail piece in quite a while, and it's cool to get it in that new pair of colors. Reminds me of Miles' tail per hour from Sonic. This figure also is a reference to an Aesop tale of the fox and the hen, and that's why the hen is the accessory, which it's nice to get this hen piece in that coloring, which is exclusive to this set in that tan. She also has a bag as an accessory, and her face print underneath has a very determined look, and then if you put it to the back, she has a, I guess, confident look, but I guess I could be determined too. Next is the bear costume guy, and this one, I don't know, it's not so original because we got the panda costume guy, but I do like some things about this. I like the colors because it is more, I guess, retro colors with that salmon, with that orangish yellow, with that blue. They didn't just go with, let's say, a pink, a yellow, and a regular blue. They went with colors that give it, like I said, a more retro look. Also, I like getting the heart in that coloring, and I like getting this little corner macaroni tile piece with the rainbow design. I guess that could be useful in certain settings. The printing underneath is very childish. I don't know, it looks like a child minifigure, so that's kind of confusing because it has regular legs, but it's very happy. And then at the back, I guess a little more happy, but also it looks like their heart is warmed. I guess that would be the best way to describe it, a heartwarming look. But that's it for this figure. And finally, we have the biker. The biker has this mountain bike piece that isn't very common, but it's exclusive to the set in that blue, so that is fantastic. And unlike a lot of minifigures in this wave, it's not just the accessory that's awesome. This figure is very well done. I like this new helmet hair combo and this side arm printing with the band-aid. The color scheme's really well, using that salmon coloring once again. The nice dual molded legs are fantastic. This face print is very reminiscent of the 90s Lego biker girls or biker guys, but now we got a biker girl version. And the alternate face is pretty determined as well, so it's cool that you get two different face prints. The packaging for this is once again a lime green. We've already done this color twice before. Like, come on, Lego. The minifigure checklist doesn't really have too much interesting on it. The back does show how to build some of these figures. So overall, is this one of the best series? No. Was I hard on it when it was first revealed? Yeah, I think I like it better than when it was first revealed, but there's still a lot that bothers me. Really, the biggest problem is how unoriginal it is, and I get that's to expect with an original LEGO series nowadays, because there are 19 of these. We get one each year, so there's going to be some overlap, but there's a lot of overlap here. Some of them are massive improvements, like the gamer guy included. Maybe that's just my love for video games, but I think that's a fantastic figure. And then some of them are just fusions of some of my least favorite figures, like the Mummy Queen and the rainbow bear suit thing, or the next cool hip old lady with the gardener. And then they'll do this thing where they throw in an interesting piece, like the gardener has the flamingo. Johnny Thunder has the chameleon, which I like the other remake of Johnny Thunder from the LEGO movie line better. But as a whole, there are some cool parts in here. Like I said, I like the gamer guy, the coder's great and original. The dog walker is great and original. The pizza slice guy is pretty darn cool. The biker is fantastic. And yeah, I don't know. I'd give this one like a B overall, which that's pretty good. I thought I was going to rate it like a D plus or whatever when I first saw it. But now that I have them in hand, yeah, I do like it a little bit better. Just a little bit. All right, that's a lot better. I'll be honest. Either way, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.